hills. Storm is rapidly approaching where I'm sitting, but I'm going to do this quickly so that you understand what's going on. We have some great news, small issue still to work out, but people are on top of it right now. Um, First off, let me know if you guys can see and hear this because it doesn't look like they're letting me go live again. Is it working? All right, we got one. All right, it's on. Okay, then let me go live. Got good news, guys and gals, related to the big, beautiful bill. I'm talking about only the parts that my channel deals with. That's the firearms section, okay? There are a lot of things in this bill. There's 549 pages here that just came out of the Senate Finance Committee. So I'm not, people are going to say, well, I don't like how it taxes this or removes this. I don't care about that right now. I'm only talking about the guns. The House version, we know that the House put in the Hearing Protection Act, okay? Wanted to make a couple changes on that. We were waiting on the Senate to do their part, and we were pushing the Senate hard to include the Short Act. Well, there's good news. It's in there. The Short Act is in there. I'm going to read you all 5 paragraphs that have to do with guns so that you know exactly what is in the big, beautiful bill, okay? When it comes to what we're talking about. I'm going to tell you a problem we still have that I know GOA is working right now with the Senate Finance Committee to fix as I'm recording this, okay? So if you go down to page, and I'll link this, I'll pin this in the comments so you can have a copy of this. But if you go down to page 261, it starts on line 18, section 70436. It says the elimination of tax on certain devices under the National Firearms Act. And also, GOA is working hard on this. The National Rifle Association, the NRA, ILA is working hard on the suppressor stuff, and they're working hard on all this. FPC, SAF, the American Suppressor Association, everybody's working together on this, and it's been beautiful to watch. Not to mention the thousands and thousands of phone calls that you have put in, and the hitting them up on X. It's all made a huge effect. We're not done yet. So this is the elimination of tax on certain devices under the National Firearms Act. A, definition of firearm. They're changing the definition of firearm when it comes to the NFA, so pay attention. 1, in general, section 5845A alpha is amended by striking the first sentence and inserting the following. Quote, the term firearm means this machine gun or a destructive device, period, end of quotes. I went back and reread the National Firearms Act, the first section here. What this is doing is changing, taking anything out of the NFA that is not a machine gun or a destructive device. That's a win. That's a big win. So short barrel rifle, short barrel shotgun, AOWs, suppressors, all out of the NFA if it sits as is and is signed by the president, okay? There's still work to do. I'll tell you that here. Continuing, number 2, modification of treatment of shotguns. Section 5845F Foxtrot is amended by striking, quote, except a shotgun or shotgun shell which the secretary finds is generally recognized as particularly suitable for sporting purposes, end quote, and inserting, quote, except shotgun shells and any weapon that is designed to shoot shotgun shells, end quote. Win. Number 3, conforming amendment. Section 5811A alpha is amended by striking, quote, except the transfer tax on any firearm classified as any other weapon under section 5845E echo shall be treated at the rate of $5 for each such firearm transferred. Okay, they're striking that. That's a win. Number 4, effective date. The amendments made by this subsection shall apply to calendar quarters beginning more than 90 days after the date of the enactment of this act. I don't like that. I don't like having to wait 90 days after the president signs this to go into effect, but you know what? It's a win. We can wait 90 days. I'd like to see it be done immediately. All right, next. Section B, the treatment of certain devices determined by reference to National Firearms Act. Section 5841 is amended by adding at the end the following. Quote, requirements for short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, and other weapons determined by reference. In the case of any registration or licensing requirement under state or local law with respect to short-barreled rifle, short-barreled shotgun, or any other weapon as defined in Section 5845E Echo, which is determined by reference to the National Firearms Act. Any person who acquires or possesses such rifle, shotgun, or other weapon in accordance with Chapter 44 of Title 18 United States Code shall be treated as meeting any such registration or licensing requirement with respect to such rifle, shotgun, or other weapon. You now know everything that's in there on the NFA. So that is saying states who are saying you can have them as long as they're registered by the NFA and the federal government, the government saying we're getting rid of that, it meets that. So if you can't register at the NFA, you can't have it as a holdup in your state. Now, if you were paying attention, there's one missing thing that I know GOA is working with FinCom right now, FinCom meaning the Financial Committee in the Senate. Section 3 of the Hearing Protection Act wasn't added per se. It was a kind of a mix, and there was a mix-up, and they're working on adding it right now, which they still can do. They can still add verbiage. It's not a problem. So if we didn't catch that, then some states, there's like 17 states total, that could go backdoor and ban things, but it's being addressed. So what I need you guys and gals to do is to stay on it, all right? This is as close as we have ever been to destroying the National Firearms Act. And I know there are people watching who have been making comments on all the videos I've been putting up. I'm trying to stay positive on it, get people involved. There are people who are saying, never gonna happen, not on our watch, ain't gonna happen. It's happened. So start calling them again. Call your senators, call your House reps, 202-224-3121. You got to give them an attaboy. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for standing for the Second Amendment and getting rid of this unconstitutional tax. We still need it to pass. It's not done yet. You have the House version. Think of this as like first half of the game was the House of Representatives. We won. It was Hearing Protection Act. We won that. It wasn't a clear victory. We got to go back at halftime because we didn't get short acts, so we had to make some changes at halftime. Right now, we're coming out second half. That's the Senate. Senate says, boom. You know what? Here we fixed the issue. Now there's still one small issue that they're trying to fix, but because there's been a change to the bill, the way things work is it would now has to go back for conference. Both the Senate and the House will have to get together, and I'm assuming this passes Senate on the floor vote. Remember, it's a tax, it's a recessions bill. It only needs a simple majority. We don't have to worry about the filibuster or 60 votes. So hit them up, say thank you, good job, good work. You're listening, we love it, but we're listening and watching too. We still need to get it over the finish line. Okay, we need to fix the snafu on Section 3 and 4 of the Hearing Protection Act. And then we need to have it go back to the House, and those weak ass representatives in the House who said we don't want to put the Short Act in there because we're worried about the Byrd rule. Well, they need to hear about it. All right, it's in the Senate version, and when it comes to you, we expect you to pass it as is when it comes out of the Senate. Okay, so we need our senators, we need to tell them to vote for this, vote yes. We need to hit them on their Twitters. We need to then call our representatives and tell them we need to pass it as is, hit them on their socials, and then everything. I mean, I'm sure there'll be changes here and there still on other stuff. But as far as we're concerned, this is a ginormous win, but we're not there. The game's not over yet. We still need to get it to the end of the game. The clock is ticking, but those of you who've played sports, the game's not over until it's over. The fat lady isn't singing yet. However, she is in the locker room right now warming her vocal cords up. So this is big. I saw one thing. Any news on North Carolina constitutional carry? Yes, it's passed the House. It's passed the Senate as of Friday. It is on the governor's desk. We're anticipating the governor is going to veto it. And if that does, you're going to have to put pressure on your representatives to override that veto. You don't have the numbers, so they have maybe do it when one of the Democrats is sick or not there that day. There's ways to do it, and there's plenty of time to do it, but you're close to as well. So, guys, from the bottom of my heart, and I know I'm speaking for everybody involved in this process, from Gun Owners of America to NRA ILA to Second Amendment Foundation to the Firearms Policy Coalition to ASA to all of the state groups who have been working behind the scenes to all of the senators who've been pushing with us to all of the House representatives who've been pushing with us. You all have been a huge part of this, and it wouldn't have happened if you guys and gals weren't doing what you're doing. So please continue. Don't give up. It's not done yet, but we're there. We're very close. And I'm sitting here as a 49.9-year-old man. It's never been this close. And if we don't push it across the finish line, we'll never be this close again. So thank you all for your support. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for doing what we're asking you to do at the certain times we're asking you to do it, and calling who we're asking you to do to call. There will be more calls to be made, so stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is where you get this information, guys and gals. I can't tell you how excited I am that we're this close, but I can't get too excited because we're not there yet. But we're real close. So thank you all. Subscribe to the channel. Double check your subscriptions. I will see you on the next one. Deuces. Stay free, America, because we're really, really close. Love y'all. Take care.